Welcome to our show, Trump Briefing. Today, we have some serious news coming out of Ukraine where at least 7 lives were lost due to a devastating drone attack launched by Russia just before crucial ceasefire discussions. The Ukrainian government reported that a staggering 147 drones were deployed, with 97 intercepted. President Zelenskyy is calling for innovative strategies to combat these ongoing threats as skepticism looms over Russia's intentions for peace. Switching gears, we have a heartwarming story from South Africa. Ebrahim Rasool, the ambassador expelled by the Trump administration, returned to a hero's welcome in Cape Town. He proudly declared that he would wear the label of persona non grata as a badge of dignity. Rasool is determined to mend ties with the U.S. while standing firm on his views regarding American politics, showcasing the resilience of diplomacy. Lastly, the Canadian political scene is heating up as Mark Carney is set to dissolve Parliament, paving the way for a snap election. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is gearing up to launch his campaign, emphasizing a Canada First message amidst concerns about his ties to U.S. politics. With newly drawn electoral boundaries and shifting voter sentiments, this election is bound to be a thrilling ride. Please stay tuned for more detailed updates. The Toronto Star reports a tragic escalation in the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, where at least 7 individuals lost their lives due to a relentless drone assault launched by Russia. This attack unfolded just hours before anticipated ceasefire discussions in Saudi Arabia, aimed at halting long-range strikes that have devastated energy infrastructure and civilian areas. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy expressed skepticism about the negotiations, reflecting the sentiments of many residents in Kyiv who witnessed the destruction firsthand. As the air raid sirens blared for over 5 hours, the grim reality of continuous violence loomed large, with local officials emphasizing the urgent need for new strategies to combat the relentless assaults. In a contrasting political narrative, the Toronto Star highlights the return of Ebrahim Rasool, the South African ambassador expelled by the Trump administration, who was greeted with enthusiasm by supporters upon his arrival in Cape Town. Rasool, who was declared persona non grata due to remarks he made regarding the Trump administration, embraced his return as a point of dignity rather than humiliation. He emphasized the importance of repairing South Africa's relationship with the U.S. while standing firm on his previous comments about the changing political landscape in America. His supporters, many waving Palestinian flags, echoed his sentiments, showcasing a blend of national pride and solidarity with global causes, particularly in light of ongoing violence in Gaza. Meanwhile, the Canadian political scene is heating up as Prime Minister Mark Carney prepares to call a snap election, with Canadians set to vote on April 28. The political landscape has shifted dramatically, with Carney's Liberals gaining traction in the polls, potentially positioning them for a majority government. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is facing a challenging campaign as he attempts to regain lost ground against a resurgent Liberal Party. Amidst the backdrop of U.S. political influence, the election promises to be a pivotal moment for Canada, with issues of national identity and sovereignty coming to the forefront as parties strategize to navigate the complexities of foreign interference and domestic priorities. The Independent reports on Education Secretary Linda McMahon's commitment to work alongside Congress in the effort to dismantle the Department of Education, a move that has sparked significant debate. In a recent interview, McMahon emphasized the administration's intention to collaborate with lawmakers to possibly transfer educational programs to other federal agencies, despite the challenges posed by existing legislation. As President Trump has indicated his desire to reorganize the department, concerns arise regarding the future of essential programs like student loans and support for students with disabilities, which are currently mandated by Congress. McMahon's assertion that these programs could be managed more efficiently elsewhere raises questions about the administration's strategy and the potential implications for students nationwide. The Toronto Star highlights Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer's determination to remain in his position despite backlash from within his party following his vote to advance a Republican-backed spending bill. Schumer defended his decision as a principled choice aimed at preventing a government shutdown, acknowledging the controversy it stirred among some Democrats and progressive activists. As calls for his resignation grow louder, Schumer stands firm, arguing that failing to provide funding would have led to far worse consequences for both the government and the Democratic Party. The internal strife within the party reflects a broader frustration with leadership and the desire for a new direction, as expressed by figures like Representative Ro Khanna and Senator Bernie Sanders. In a significant political moment, the Toronto Star reports on Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre's campaign launch, coinciding with the impending dissolution of Parliament by Prime Minister Mark Carney. With the Conservatives' lead in the polls dwindling, Poilievre is pivoting his campaign message to emphasize a Canada First approach while distancing himself from the Republican Party and President Trump. This strategic shift comes amid rising voter concerns over the trade war and its impact on Canada. Poilievre's efforts to align with Canadian interests, as noted by Alberta Premier Danielle Smith's outreach to the Trump administration, signal a critical phase in the lead-up to the federal election, where the Conservatives aim to regain their footing in a rapidly changing political landscape. The Toronto Star reports on the growing desperation among Canadian Conservatives as they seek support from Donald Trump in the upcoming elections. Alberta Premier Danielle Smith has openly urged Trump's administration to recognize Pierre Poilievre as a preferable candidate for Prime Minister, emphasizing their shared perspectives. Despite Poilievre's previous popularity, his recent polling has shown a decline, prompting concerns that his association with Trump could alienate Canadian voters. The article highlights how internal party dynamics and public perception are shifting, with many Canadians fearing that Poilievre might concede to Trump's demands, thus complicating his campaign strategy. The Independent covers Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer's staunch defense against calls for his resignation from within the Democratic Party following his vote with Republicans to prevent a government shutdown. Schumer argues that a shutdown would have catastrophic consequences for essential services and believes he made the right decision to protect the country. Despite backlash and pressure from party members, he stands firm, asserting that leadership sometimes requires making tough choices for the greater good. This situation reflects the broader tensions within the Democratic Party regarding leadership and strategy as they navigate the political landscape. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation discusses U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff's remarks on Vladimir Putin's intentions regarding Europe amidst ongoing negotiations to end the conflict in Ukraine. Witkoff downplays fears of a broader Russian invasion, suggesting that the immediate focus should be on halting violence and finding a ceasefire. As U.S. and Ukrainian officials prepare for talks in Saudi Arabia, the Kremlin warns that the path to peace will be complex and protracted. The article also touches on the speculation surrounding the frequency of communication between Trump and Putin, raising concerns among European leaders about the potential implications for U.S. foreign policy and security commitments in Europe. Al Jazeera reports that Ebrahim Rasool, the South African ambassador recently expelled by the Trump administration, returned home to a jubilant reception at Cape Town International Airport, where he was greeted by enthusiastic crowds and required police assistance to navigate through the throngs of supporters. In a powerful speech, Rasool defiantly embraced his expulsion, stating, "I will wear my persona non grata as a badge of dignity," emphasizing that his return was not by choice but filled with pride and no regrets. He highlighted the importance of mending South Africa's relationship with the United States, despite Trump's accusations of the country supporting Hamas and pursuing anti-white policies. Rasool's remarks came in the wake of Trump's executive order cutting funding to South Africa, which has also filed a case against Israel for alleged violations of the Genocide Convention. The ambassador clarified that his stance is not anti-American, urging for continued cooperation with the U.S., while addressing the unusual nature of his expulsion, which was labeled as a response to his critical views on the Trump administration's policies. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Morning sunlight on the street, city whispers soft and sweet, faces mix in daily grind, every story intertwined, cultures blend like colors bright, languages in the silent night, on the table stories told, food and feast a bond so bold. People living day by day in the heart they find their way, sharing moments, voices sing in this world of everything. Society in rhythms beat, entertainment's fleeting heat, echoes of wars and fears, laughing through our unseen tears. Children playing in the park, drawing dreams till after dark. Elders speak of days gone by, washing shadows from the sky. People living day by day, in the heart they find their way, sharing moments, voices sing in this world of everything. Society